Good afternoon everyone. We learn about the chapter 3, that is plant kingdom. Previous day we learn about the total kingdom classification, that is 5 kingdom classification. Now the particular one of them, that is plant kingdom, total plant kingdom classification. Okay. Plant kingdom. In plant kingdom, you know that there is the 5 types of plants are present: algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, angiosperm and gymnosperm. Okay. So 5, that is the algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, angiosperm, and gymnosperm. Okay, this is the total group or classification of the plant kingdom. The first one, algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, angiosperm and gymnosperm. You have all of you have learnt about that, and we will give the details. And before go to the details of this each of these plants, we have some common classification, some definition. So let's learn about that. Okay. So first one, what are the types of the classification? How many types of classification are present in that? So types of classification, there are 3 types of classification: artificial, natural and phylogenetics. Okay. So different scientists are classify the animals, that may be the plants, on the not only the differentiation, the similarity and dissimilarity both are important for the classify any types of living organisms. Because when you have seen the similarities, that is they are present in the some groups of animals, you can classify them in a particular group. When you give the some dissimilarities, but the dissimilarities are similar to the another groups of animals, you can classify them into the another groups. Okay. So similarity and different classification occurs are based on the similarity and dissimilarity both. Okay. So first one, what is the types of the classification? Classification means the group the animals, or you can classify or arrange the animals in a particular group on the basis of their similarities and dissimilarities. That is the classification, right? Because when you see the similarity and dissimilarity, it is very much easy to you. How could you observe the animals? How could you recall them, their characteristics? It is very much easy to you. You can classify the animals, because it is not possible. Billions of the animals, you can recall them, each of them the characteristics. So that's why you can classify the animals, because it is very easy to you to recall their characteristics. 3 types of classification: artificial, second one natural, and the third one phylogenetic. So artificial characteristics means that is totally depend on the external morphological vegetative characteristics. What is it? When you first classify or when you first observe any animals, or you have tried to see the characteristics of different animals, you have seen the what is the first, that is what is the external, what is the present in the outside of their body, not inside. Okay. You have seen that I will give you different mixing of the colors of the balls, that is maybe red, yellow, green, anything that may be present. So you can classify them according to the outer structure of the red balls, or color, depends on the color, not what present inside the balls. Okay. Outside. So you can group them into the red balls, group them into yellow balls, group them into the green balls. So that is the same. You can first observe the what characteristics are present the outside of the body of the animals. Okay. This is very easy. So the artificial characteristic, that based on the external or morphological characteristics. Okay. Next, natural characteristics. Natural characteristics, artificial characteristics may be based on the habitat, colors, food habit, anything. Okay. Natural, not only the external characteristics, the internal characteristics are also present. So, the characteristics which based on the not only the external characteristic, the internal characteristics are also present, that is called the neutral, because external internal characteristics, that is mean their internal structure of the body, that is embryology, anything, okay. And the another one phylogenetic. Phylogenetic means that depends on the evolutionary relationship, from where does the animals are originate. All of the animals are originate from a common ancestors, okay. That may be plants, that may be animals, all living organisms are comes from only one single cell. There is an one common ancestor are always present. So, what is the relationship between them, that you can classify them by the process of the phylogenetic classification, okay. So, three types of classification are present, that is artificial, natural and phylogenetic. Artificial means that depends on the only external morphological, vegetative, anything, all are same, this type of characteristics. The internal or the natural characteristics totally based on the artificial and internal and external both characteristics, and phylogenetic characteristics are the classification are depends on their evolutionary relationship, okay. Next, taxonomy. What is taxonomy? You have learned this type of definition, classification, taxonomy, all of you have covered that in your first chapter. So, I just recall you what is taxonomy. Taxonomy, that is the process, the classifying the animals based on their characteristic into different taxa, okay. Taxa means that is species, subspecies, class, order, that is one type of each of the taxa, okay. So, what is the taxonomy? The process of classifying animals, organisms, not animals, organisms on the basis of their characteristics into different taxa. So, this is taxonomy. So, the process of the classifying organisms on the basis of the characteristics into different taxa is called taxonomy. And what is the types of the taxonomy? How many types of taxonomy are there? 3 types of taxonomy, okay. Numerical taxonomy, cytotaxonomy, and chemotaxonomy. Numerical taxonomy, you can guess that according to the name, there is some numbers or code or decodes are present, okay. So, the characteristics of the animals are coded by some numbers, or they can code it, and when you put the data in the computers, you can, then the data will be processed, okay. So, this is the process of the numerical taxonomy, that is which is now carried, which is characteristics, number or code are assigned to the all characters, and the data are then processed, okay. In this way, each character is given equal importance, and same time hundreds of characters can be considered. So, each of the so many animals are present in the earth. So, that is why you can code their characteristics or give the numbers to their characteristics, and when you put that number or code inside the computers, that can get easily processed. So, this is the process of the numerical taxonomy. Next one, cytotaxonomy. Cyto means cells, that is related to the some cell structure. So, what is the cytotaxonomy? So, the the taxonomy that is based on the cell structure, chromosome number, their behavior, that is called cytotaxonomy. And the chemotaxonomy, the chemical constitutions of the body, the some biochemical process are also occurs inside of your body. So these are based on the chemotaxonomy. Okay, so three types of taxonomy: numerical, cytotaxonomy and chemotaxonomy. Now move to the different groups of the or classification of the plants. Okay, so first one in the comes under the category of the classification of the plant kingdom, that is algae. You have some idea already about the algae because you have read in your previous chapter and previous classes, that is they are special. They are three types, green, brown or red in color, but they contains pigment. They are autotrophic, they can produce their food, they are thalloid, their body are not totally differentiated into the root, stem, leaf, okay, properly. So that is called thalloid body. They are very simple. Okay, so first characteristics of the algae, they are chlorophyll containing, they are chlorophyll containing, simple, thalloid, and autotrophic. Okay, so this is the characteristics of the algae, that are chlorophyll contains, simple, thalloid means their body not are differentiated into proper root, stem and leaf, and next one autotrophic, they can produce their own food. Okay, most of the algae are aquatic, not only all living organism. Okay, so some of them also occur in association in fungi and animals, but they occurs in the habitat moist stone soils. Actually moisture is present for their very simple type, and the moisture is responsible for their reproduction. Okay, so they are mostly they are aquatic in habitat. Okay, largely they are aquatic. Okay, number 2, number 3, from their different size of the algae varies from that may be unicellular, that may be multicellular, that may be colonial, that may be filamentous. Okay, so different types of algae are present. You just recall their one example of each of them. Okay, if I ask you give the example of one type of filamentous algae, give example of unicellular algae. Okay, just remind their name. The size of the algae varies from unicellular to coloniform. Okay, so unicellular algae, example Chlamydomonas. Okay, Chlamydomonas. Okay, colonial algae, that is Volvox. Okay, filamentous, that is Spirulina, Eurothrix. Okay, filamentous Eurothrix. Marine algae, kelp, so different types of algae are present, and you can differentiate according to their structure, coloniform, unicellular, anything filamentous, maybe have a habitat that is marine. Okay, and give the examples of each of them. Okay, next the mode of the reproduction. In algal body, three modes of the reproduction are present: vegetative, asexual and sexual mode of the reproductions. Okay, so mode of reproduction, three types: vegetative. Vegetative reproduction occurs through the fragmentation. Their body are fragmented into different parts, and each part produce new individuals. Okay, fragmentation. Next one, vegetative, asexual. Asexual reproduction occurs through the zoospore, motile spore, okay? Asexual zoospore. Some spore, okay? And sexual fusion of the two gametes. Fusion of two gametes, okay? Male gametes and female gametes. So three modes of reproduction you have seen in the body of the alga. That is the first one, vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction means they are occurs through the fragmentation. Fragmentation, their body are divided into small fragments and each fragments produce new individual. Second one, asexual reproduction occurs through the spore formation. So mainly the zoospore, that is motile in nature, okay? And then third one, sexual reproduction occurs formation of the male and female gametes. Two gametes are fused and they produce the new individual. There are three types of gametes are present, okay? That is isogamy. Gametes are three types. Isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. Okay, so isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. So isogamy means the structure both are same, they are similar in structure and size both, okay? Same size and same structure. If which character is present in the male gamete, the same characteristic will be present in the another gametes, okay? So both are similar in structure and size, okay? Anisogamy, they are similar in structure but different in size. One may be small, one may be round, but the contents are same. And oogamy, there is two different, that is the large ovum are present and small sperm are present, okay? So three types of gametes are present in the algae. Next one, importance. What is the importance of that? So if there is any plants are present, so some benefits we also get from that. So which type of benefits we can get from the algal body, okay? That is the importance of the algae. So the first one, that is the importance of the algae. You know that the 90% of the oxygens comes from the algae, okay? Because the 10% are coming from the different types of the plants. Algae are huge, there forms the colony, especially marine algae, okay? They contains all the carbon dioxide from the environment and release large amount of the oxygen, okay? So algae are useful to in various ways. At least half of the carbon dioxide fixation on the earth is carried out by the algae. Their photosynthesis, being photosynthetic, they increase the level of dissolved oxygen in the immediate environment, okay? So first one, being photosynthetic, they release large amount of oxygen into environment, okay? Large amount of O2 into environment. So first one, that helps in the increase the level of the oxygen in the environment. Second one, primary producer of energy rich compound, especially in the laminaria and sargassum, 70 pieces of marine algae are used as food, okay? So they are primary producer in the food, okay? They are green, they are photosynthetic, so they are the primary producers of the food, and laminaria and sargassum, 70 pieces of the marine algae are used as food. So some marine algae, because algae are rich in protein, so you can use the marine algae as their food. Algin, Cargreen are used commercially, okay, brown algae and red algae. So give example of one type of brown algae and red algae, they are commercially used, okay. So hydrocolloid, you know that what is colloid? Colloid, that is helps in the suspension. So holding some material, they are the algene and cargreen are used as the hydrocolloids, okay. So the second one, first one being photosynthesis, they increase the large amount of the oxygen in the environment. Second one, they are the primary producer of the foods, primary producers of the food. Third one, algene and cargreen, algene and cargreen have commercial value. Because they are used as hydrocolloids for suspension and holding the water soluble materials. Next, agar. You know that agars are produced from the Giledium and Glaciaria that use agars. You have seen the agar in the biological lab for as a culturing media. Some microbes, bacteria, anything that can be cultured in this media. So agar that produced from which algae? This one is the brown algae, this one is the green algae, okay. So give example of one brown algae and red algae, sorry, carrageen is red algae, algene is the brown algae and carrageen is the red algae. And some agar that is Glaciaria and Giledium produced from these two types of algae are used as the culturing media of the microbes and used in the production of the ice cream and jelly, some chocolates also, okay. Agar are produced from Glaciaria and Giledium, okay, Giledium used as the culturing media and production of the ice cream and jellies, okay. Some chlorella and spirulina are unicellular algae that used as the food because they are very rich in protein, okay. Chlorella, so some unicellular algae, example of some unicellular algae. Spirulina and chlorella used as food because they are rich in protein, okay. So this is the characteristics of the general importance of the algae. Now classification of the algae according to the presence of the pigmentation, that is maybe red, green or green, algae are classified into three groups, okay. That is chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae and rhodophyceae. So algae, three types of algae are there, that is chlorophyceae, chlorophyll, chlorophyceae, you can guess the name, chlorophyceae, green algae, okay, green algae, green in color. Next rhodophyceae, red color, okay, rhodophyceae, red in color, and phaeophyceae, that is brown in color, okay. Phaeophyceae, that is brown algae. Okay. So 3 types of algae are there. Now we just read the characteristics. There is a box in your book. You just read that. The only just one type of question is coming from that. That's some examples of the Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae, Rhodophyceae, and the compare between these 3 types of the algae. Okay. So what is the characteristics of the Chlorophyceae? First one obviously green in color. Okay. Second one, they are contain chlorophyll A and B. Contains chlorophyll A and B. Third point, food storage as starch. Okay. Food storage as starch. Fourth one, cell wall made up of cellulose. Okay, cell wall made up of cellulose. And next, fifth one, flagella 2 to 8 in number. 2 to 8 in number. And fifth one, they present in fresh water, brackish water, all types of water. They are aquatic. Okay, present in all type of water. So this is the characteristics of the green algae. You can give the examples of the green algae, that is Chlamydomonas, Volvox, Eulothrix. So many examples are there. So this is the next one, Phaeophyceae. That is the characteristics of the Phaeophyceae. That is brown algae. So characteristics of the Phaeophyceae, brown algae. First one, brown in color, brown algae. Second one, which type of chlorophyll it contains? Chlorophyll A and C. Okay, chlorophyll A and C, and fucoxanthin, and another, that is fucoxanthin, one type of color pigment, fucoxanthin. Okay, fucoxanthin are present. They are food storage at mannitol and laminaria. Okay, food storage as third characteristic, food storage as mannitol and laminaria. And laminaria. Number 4, flagella 2 in number. Okay, flagella 2 in number. And what is the habitat of that algae? That is fresh water, brackish water, and any type of, so they are also aquatic. So this one is the Phaeophyceae. Next, what is the characteristics of the Rhodophyceae, the red algae? Phaeophyceae, you can give the examples of the laminaria, Icterus, Dicotica. Okay, and Rhodophyceae, red algae. Red algae. Which type of chlorophyll pigment are present? That is chlorophyll A and D and phycoerythrin. Okay, chlorophyll A and D and another pigment, that is phycoerythrin. Okay, next third, that is food storage as Floridian starch. Okay, Floridian starch, food storage as Floridian starch. Next, flagella absent. Okay, there is no flagella is present, flagella absent. And habitat, they are also totally aquatic and moist area. Okay, aquatic and moist area. So, three types of algae. You have read that what is the types of the algae and their characteristics. Just read thoroughly the characteristics and the some examples and what is the importance of the algae. And thank you for the today. We will discuss about the next part from my next video. Okay, thank you very much everyone.